So, hello dear students. Now we will be starting the second part of the glass enamel cement. In the first part, we have seen the composition and setting reaction in detail. So, in continuation of the setting reaction, we have finished till roll of water. So, let us come the reaction, how the reaction occurs or how the bonding occurs with the tooth. As you remember, we have seen in the images that the free carboxylic group are present in the reaction, in the setting reaction. So these free carboxylic group are responsible for the chemical bonding with the tooth enamel and the dentin. Now, as you see in this image, that the free carboxylic group, it binds with the calcium which is present in the enamel, as the inorganic component of the enamel is more as compared to the dentin. The bonding occurs more stronger in the enamel as compared to the dentin. So there is a formation of polyacrylate by combining the carboxylic group with the calcium ions of the enamel. Now, in the dentin, as the organic content, the inorganic content is less, the bonding doesn't occur with the calcium, but the bonding occurs with the dentin collagen via the hydrogen bonding with the amine group of the dentin collagen, and there is a formation of the ion cation bridge which form between the carboxylic group of the cement and in the collagen of the dentin. So this is very well in detail explained in the zinc polycarboxylate lecture. So please go through it. So this is whenever the setting reaction are, you should write everything about how the reaction in 4 stages and how the reaction occurs with the enamel and the dentin, and the role of water is very important. So please do write it in detail for the long answer question. Now let us see the factors that affect the setting. Under the control of manufacturer, it is the particle size. The finer the particle size, the setting is faster. And the presence of tartaric acid is very important to give you the working time, increase in the working time. So you should write in details about these factors that are under the control of the operator and under the control of the manufacturer. That's why, and this is all about that. This tartaric acid is also responsible for decreasing the setting time. Now, what is under the control of operator? That is the powder liquid ratio and the temperature of the glass slab. Cooler the glass slab, setting time will be increased. Higher the powder liquid ratio, setting time will be faster. So let us come to the biological properties of the glass enamel cement, which is very similar or same as that of your zinc polycarboxylate cement that we have seen in detail in the zinc polycarboxylate lecture. So this is biocompatible with the pulp now, and this is anti-kerogenic because of the having fluoride in it. It is bioactive, which is causing the remineralization of the tooth structure, then the direct bonding with the tooth. Now let us come one by one. That is a biological property. Now this is because the polyacrylic acid, it is a weak acid. It is having a means its reaction with the calcified tissue is found to be very mild. Then there is a rapid rise of the pH, as we have seen in zinc polycarboxylate also. Once you start mixing within there is a the pH is around 1.7. Once it is rapidly neutralized by the powder, because this is not an exothermic reaction, so we can add powder in more amount in the initial stages only. So the pH increases till 1 hour is around 5. So there is a rapid rise of the pH. Then the molecular size of this liquid is 25,000 to 50,000 as compared to the other like the zinc phosphate liquid, which is 10,000. So it doesn't penetrate to the dentin tubules and it doesn't irritate. Then there is a formation of the complexes with the protein of the enamel, that is enamelin and amelogenin. So it doesn't, it binds with the enamel only, it doesn't penetrate to the dentinal tubules. So these all are the factors which are giving which is very pulp friendly or biocompatible with the tooth structure. Then it is having an anti-kerogenic property. Now here we have seen in zinc polycarboxylate cement also that it is having a two mechanism of giving you anti-kerogenic property, that is a physiochemical mechanism, and second one was a biological mechanism. Now in a physiochemical mechanism, as we have seen, the the calcium, the fluoride which was present in, that is released out from the restoration, it is get absorbed from the adjacent tooth, and there is a formation with the fluoride ion which is released during the setting also, and there is a subsequent dissolution also occurs through the restoration. So it is taken up or by the adjacent tooth to form a very strong structure which is more resistant to acid decalcification. Means what it is formed, the hydroxyapatite which is present in the tooth enamel, it combines with the fluoride which is released out, and it converts the hydroxyapatite crystals of enamel into the fluoroapatite, which are more stronger, and it is difficult to dissolve. Means they are they prevent the caries. So it prevents the demineralization also. So the fluoroapatite crystals, they are much stronger, and there is caries is prevented. The second mechanism was regarding the biological mechanism. In this, we have seen in silicate cement, it is in detail. I told you about the enzyme inhibitors. That is the fluoride which is coming out from the restoration. It enters the bacterial cell, which are present in the food debris or say in the plaque, and they inhibit the bacteria's carbohydrate metabolism, and which and thus it does not produce the acid which is responsible for the caries formation. So the caries is prevented. So here the two mechanisms are there. There is a physiochemical mechanism, that is the formation of the fluoroapatite crystals which are difficult to demineralize, and second was the enzyme inhibitor formation which prevent the production of acid. And means it inhibits the carbohydrate metabolism. So there is a caries prevention occurs. So this is giving you the anticholinergic property. In bioactive, the reaction is non-exothermic. There is no heat release during the reaction. The bioactive, due to the release of osteoconductive ions, are released, which is that is a like a regeneration occurs there. Then it is adhere with the bone also chemically, and there is a direct bonding with the two structure with the enamel and dentin. Although the bond strength is more in enamel because of the more inorganic content as compared to the dentin. Now, the rheological property, the mixing time is around 30 seconds. Working time is 1 to 2 minutes. The setting time for type 1 is 6 to 9 minutes. For type 2, it is 3 to 5 minutes. And type 3, it is 4 to 5 minutes. Now, here, as the consistencies are here the consistency is thinner, that's why more time. Here, consistency is thick, that's why less time. Again, here, consistency is little thinner as compared to the type 2, that's why more time. So, you can remember likewise. Then the mechanical properties, the compressive strength is for type 1 it is 90 to 100 MPa, for type 2 it is 140 to 159, and for type 3 it is 70 to 100 MPa. The tensile strength is less for type 1, type 2 and type 3. It is all less, around 6 to 9 MPa, and the modulus of elasticity is varies from 7 to 9 GPa. Now coming to the adhesive property, it bonds well to enamel, dentin, stainless steel crowns, also tin oxide plated platinum and gold alloys. The bond strength to enamel is 12 MPa, while you can just imagine the difference. The bond strength to dentin is 1.23 MPa. The thermal properties, the conductivity, it is the thermal insulator. The coefficient of thermal expansion is very near to the tooth structure. That's why there is less chances of micro leakage. If you see the aesthetic property, it is highly translucent with a considerable amount of undirected glass pore is there. So it is good for the aesthetic. So it can be given to the entire tooth restoration. Now, how the manipulation of the cement is done? The instrument required is either a glass slab or a paper mixing pad, as there is no release of heat. So you can use the paper mixing pad, and you will have to use either a agate spatula or a plastic cement spatula. The reason you know that because it contains the silica particles, the silica particle can abrade the stainless steel spatula and which can discolor the cement. That's why we cannot use a stainless steel spatula. Either you use a agate spatula, which is not available. So we all are using a plastic cement spatula. The powder liquid ratio for all the three types, it is 1.25 to 1.5 gram for luting consistency, 3 gram for a restorative, and for liner it is 1.5 per ml for the liquid, and 3 gram per ml for the cavity base. Now the mixing, it is done in a bulk method by folding technique. The mixing time is 30 to 45 seconds. Now the important thing is that the cavity that you are restoring, it should be conditioned before doing a restoration. So you will have to condition it with the help of a 10% polyacrylic acid to remove any smear layer which is present, which may affect the bonding with the tooth enamel or dentin. That's why the smear layer should be removed with the help of 10% polyacrylic acid. Then it is washed out and dried, and then you will have to do the restoration. Now you can see in this how the material is dispensed just before the mixing. The care of the liquid taken is same as that we have discussed in a zinc phosphate liquid. So the same care you will have to take for the GLC liquid also. So here two increments are added with the help of plastic spatula. The first increment is added first and then the second increment. Now you can see the shining part. You can see in luting consistency also the surface is looking very shiny, glossy for restorative also. Now here in this in the last picture you can see it has become very dull. So the shiny surface means it is having a free carboxylic group. Then only you will get the bonding with the tooth structure. If you are not lute the crown or restore the cavity beyond this stage of this shining, there will not be bonding occur. So you will have to pick up the material when the surface of that mix is shiny. This type of this surface should be discarded when it has become a dull, means it doesn't contain a free carboxylic group. So this is very important step that you will have to check whenever you are doing a restoration or luting with the GIC. Now, what are the advantages of this cement? It is the tooth colored porcelain-like translucent material. It gives you chemical adhesion with the tooth. It is having anti-kerogenic property we have just discussed. That is the two mechanism. Favorable bioactive properties. Coefficient of thermal expansion is very similar to the tooth structure, and it is biocompatible. It doesn't harm to the pulp. And it is simple manipulative procedure. The disadvantages property it is low abrasion resistance. Then it has a low tensile strength, moisture sensitivity. You will have to coat the restoration with the Vaseline or your cavity varnish. Then these are all disadvantages related to the GIC cement. The uses are it is a luting, restoration, cavity base and liner, core buildup, orthodontic core buildup. That was I was explaining you. You can see this is a tooth. The central incisor is broken down. After the root canal treatment, if you will be giving a crown on this tooth. So you can see how the tooth structure remains. It is very less to give a crown. There will not be support to the crown, and your crown may get easily removed. So in this case, a post means after the root canal treatment, one post is put in the root canal. It is coated with the cement and is cemented in the tooth root, and above this it is cut, and over which a crown is made with the help of the glass enamel cement or a composite resin cement. You just accept this image because this is not a GIC crown. It is made with a composite resin, but just to tell you how the core is built, I just taken this picture. So you will have to build the crown either with the glass enamel cement or the core build-up material that we have seen in the different types, which is having little stronger as compared to the conventional GIC. So like this, the core is built it out. Then orthodontic band cementation and the pit and fissure sealant. Now here I was when in the type 9 I have described you in the first part. I told you that the fissures maybe sometimes in some of the patient is very much deeper, and it there is a foot lodgement occurs and which is prone to the caries. So this is become sealed with this pit and fissure type of the GIC cement. So it's sealed out, and that's why it becomes self-cleansing, and there is no food lodgement occurs in such type of the fissures. So this is a pit and fissure sealant is also is the one of the indication of the glass enamel cement. Now we will see the modified form of the glass enamel cement in the next part. So I am stopping here, and we will see the modified forms of the glass enamel cement in detail in the third part of the glass enamel cement.